Our value proposition here at Take Back the Alley is a really pretty simple and straightforward idea. It's to clean and restore urban areas, specifically alleyways, to take back their utility and their beauty. This is a concern for a lot of people in urban areas that these alleyways are falling into disrepair, that people are using them for storage or trash, and it can really become not only an eyesore but a potential safety hazard. So there's a lot of gains that can be experienced through this new nonprofit venture idea. However, the main idea here is to provide communities with enhanced and safe public spaces. That's the main gain, that's the main benefit of this nonprofit venture idea. Some difficulties or pains that we might encounter would be ensuring consistent and sufficient funding for these projects. These projects would be localized, so we can't just get funding from one central source. The federal government through grants might be an idea there, but really we're going to be relying on the local communities to support us in these endeavors. So some MVPs, as you can see, would be like this picture here, where the alleyway has garbage in it, it's fallen into disrepair, really doesn't serve a purpose. However, we would turn it into a space that is beneficial to the public and the community and those people that live in that area. Additional MVPs would be consulting services. So essentially, we're the middlemen between potential funding sources and the communities and municipalities for which we would be serving. So acquiring grants, federal grants, acquiring donations from local businesses, and working, of course, through this whole process with local organizations and communities to ensure a quality result. And then, of course, overseeing construction and renovation, which really would be the pretty rewarding part of this whole venture idea. So based on the research we've done, we narrowed in on a market type uh, of people living in urban centers, areas near homes and schools specifically. These areas need to be safe places, they need to be beautiful places, and they need to be places where people can feel comfortable using uh, these areas should the need arise. So, based on the research we did, some really good feedback came in to involve HOAs and community organizations, things of that nature, so that again, the community can get involved and make it not just a nonprofit venture idea of some random group, but really a local effort that's facilitated and made easier by our nonprofit venture idea, Take Back the Alley. So information and insights gained from experts early on really quite helpful. There is a big need for an organization like this. This is becoming a problem, especially in urban areas. There's a lot of people who just simply, disrespect those areas because everybody else is doing it. They don't see a need to keep it pretty. But if you went in and helped them make those public spaces more functional, I think that could potentially change. So that was that was reinforcement for our idea that was really beneficial. Another difficulty that we mentioned, but that was brought up by the experts in the interviews that we did early on, it can be difficult to acquire funding for projects like this. Depending on the scope and scale of the projects, this can vary, of course, but ultimately there's not a consistent source of funding coming in uh, if we're relying on grants or just the local communities themselves. Now, this is a concern, but as we will discuss further on, this is something we want to address and improve on, and we feel that it's something that can be overcome based on our communication with the community and those people that live near those homes or schools that could be benefited by this Take Back the Alley nonprofit venture idea.